Alright folks, this is going to be a 9-year review. I've had this for approximately 9 years. This is the Canon EFS 17-55 f2.8 image stabilized. And this is a very important part, so don't fast forward through it. I'm giving you a complete circle so you can show what condition the lens is in. I want you to note any nicks. Now, it has lived its entire life with a UV haze filter on it, but I have taken it off for this particular part of the video. See, we got a little dust in there, but it is 9 years old, folks. In a minute, we're going to get to the flaw of this lens. When I first got it, I was impressed. This was a wonderful lens. Soon you will find out why I say was. Go ahead and get this off. We'll look at the all the screws. Let's see if I can get in. Let's see if I can get in tight. Look at the contacts. You can see it's been used. Nothing has been abused, though. I think everybody would agree with this is a fairly undamaged lens. Serial number, hard to see. I wonder if I can get it. There we go. Anyway, you can see this works. Actually, this is one of my only complaints with it. This worked too well. When I first got it, look how easy that goes back down. You just barely shake it and the zoom goes in and out. All the switches here. Clicky. 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 Focus ring. Let's see if I can get where it's not glaring. Like I say, this is a 9-year review of this lens. Now, are we ready to show you the design floor? See that dust? I'm going to do something you should never do. That's all on the inside. I've never had this lens apart. Matter of fact, I didn't notice it till I sent it in for repair to Canon. Now, I've showed you this for a reason. There's a reason I went through such detail in showing you the condition of this lens. Please read. Thank you for your request to have your Canon product repaired at our factory service centers. Since we are unable to repair your equipment due to extensive damage, we have returned your equipment unrepaired. This is what Canon calls extensive damage. I sent it in because the electronics has quit, communicating with the camera. Now, a couple of years ago, I noticed the image stabilizer would quit working. But I could turn the camera off, turn it back on, and it would start working again. So I did not send it for repair at that time because in my infinite wisdom is that if you send something in with an intermittent problem, when they get it, they'll test it and say we can't find nothing wrong. Alright. Now here's what I know. And I have to get the box, the shipment box. And I'm going to cover up my address on the shipment box. Let me cover up my address here. Okay. I want you to look at the date that I received the camera back. I received the camera back on the 10/24 of 21. This is the date they received it at the service center. They received it October 22nd, 2 days ago. Now, what does that tell me? This tells me that Canon knows this lens is a problem. They know there's a design flaw. This lens has never been exposed to the rain, but simple process of taking it in from cold to hot, the seals on this thing is so poor that dust can get inside the lens, which means moisture gets inside there just from simple, you know, you're in the house, you go out to the car, put it in your camera bag. This thing has always lived in a camera bag. It's always had a filter on it. And the simple process of carrying this in from different temperatures, the seal on this lens is so poor that this guy, all he had to do is open it up, never took it apart, simply looked at it and said, we know this has a problem. So Canon is perfectly aware of this design flaw. Here's the problem. This is a $1,000 lens. $1,000, and the seal on it is so poor. Now here's what I'm worried about, because their new R series cameras have come out, and like the #1 professional lens, the 70-200 f2.8, has this same type of function, which cannot be sealed properly. You can't never give it properly seal for it. And that's like a $3,000 lens. And you're going to buy a lens that's good for maybe 5-10 years. What's the point? What's the point, Canon? The old 70-200 was sealed where, you know, the zoom was internal. Sure, it was a bigger lens, but if you can't go from hot to cold temperatures, and, you know, I'm going to tell you honestly, I babied this lens. I mean, yeah, it's got some dust on there. I mean, I didn't say I didn't use it, but it was never out in the rain. It lived its life in a camera bag, like I say, except for this video. I'm going to prove to you. I want to prove it again. Let me get off to the side so we can see that dust. That dust in there is on the inside. That's the main camera lens. Normally, I always kept a UV filter over it, but for this video, and apparently, that dust, or whatever, they know, see, they know that this is a design defect, because they didn't even have to take it apart. They just had to open it up, look at it. Here's the date. 2 days, they received it. They immediately wrapped it back up and shipped it back as, let me get that again. Since we unrepair it due to extensive damage. Now, alright, I'm looking for extensive damage here. Please show me extensive damage. Apparently the design defect, they know about it, and they know they can't repair it. There's my 8-year review of the Canon EFS 2.8 17 to 55 millimeters lens.